This is the story of the unexpected investment project of Erika, who decided to go for our full scope of services after only 40 minutes of an online meeting with me.
I'm Erika Jensen, and I currently live in Anchorage, Alaska in the United States. I'm a civil engineer, and I have a husband. He manages a medical practice, and then we have a 12-year-old son. I have never bought a home in a foreign country. I do not speak the language. I'm learning it, but I don't speak the language. So I did a lot of research, and I reached out to a couple of different management. By the time I found Remy, I knew what was out there and what I didn't want, and then I met Remy, and I was like, okay, this, I have no doubts.
So Erika was a very interesting lead for the company because having someone coming from the US, finding us on Google after doing a little benchmark, even though back at the time we were not really positioned in the first pages, so it was really cool to see that someone could find us this way.
When I contacted Remy, he instantly wanted to set up a phone meeting for our first conversation, and that really appealed to me. It wasn't just an email back and forth. It wasn't like, okay, here's what we do, come look at it later. He's like, no, I want to talk to you. I want to get an idea of what you want. And then the other thing that I really liked is that you guys do all three levels, like from the find, the design, and the management. So I knew at every stage, like your long-term goals were the same as mine.
So when it comes to the very first step, which is what I consider being the consulting phase, it's about really the potential investor explaining the need in detail and me kind of advising about the project overall and how realistic is the project. So maybe you have to adjust the budget, maybe you have to adjust the location.
I could do all the research I could online, but that doesn't always give you the correct answer because there's all these hidden things that you don't know about. I didn't always know what I needed to ask, but he helped me learn what I needed to ask, and that was important too.
And that's the moment I prepared the business plan. So I sent you all the budget structure with the breakdown, and you can see cost 1, 2, 3, 4, it's very clear. And then I send you also the potential return, so you clearly see over the 40 next years what's going to be the percentage of return, how much money are you going to generate net after deducing absolutely every expense related to the property. So once the consulting phase is done, we start the research phase. And that's the moment we create the WhatsApp group for the client and we send the videos of the place we visit with all the characteristics, with a little comment on our thoughts about the place and also the potential return. In that case, Erika received a couple of videos and we visited a place that was not even on the market. It was exclusive, and I have a real estate agent in my contacts who told me, I have this place that the property owner wants this much money, and it was the perfect fit for Erika. So that's why right away we organized a visit, saw the place, we sent the video to Erika, and she loved it.
I had an idea of what I wanted, and this place met it. They not only listened to what I had, but did also really try to figure out how important is this to you. I was surprised and very pleased with the videos we would get. It wasn't just like, here's the place. They would start outside and show us, here's the street, so that we had an idea of what street we're living on, or in this case, the plaza. I felt like we actually saw the place in person because of how they showed us every part of the video.
So once we agreed on the condition with the property owner, that's the moment Erika gave us an attorney power, so our lawyer had the right to sign on her behalf. He checks all the documents, the conformity on a legal aspect, and just go to the bank, go to the meetings to the notary. She could go through the full purchase process without moving from Alaska.
For Remy to have both like a lawyer and a bank that he could contact really helped us out to know how much money do we as foreigners have to put down? Like, what the percentage that we need to have in cash? What are we looking at for taxes later on and the fees? I mean, you helped us get a loan, you helped us buy the place, like all things I never would have succeeded at without your assistance.
What's really great also about managing every steps is that we could anticipate the moment we got the keys by just preparing all the design concept in advance. That's the moment Raluca is working with the client and we're doing the meetings online. So she presents everything to Erika and Erika got to know how the place is going to look like.
The first meeting we had, we presented them 2 design styles, which one of them with its own mood board and its own budget. I chose a design based on the experience that I wanted to offer to our guests once they enter. The apartment is situated in the heart of the historic center, so the guests have the chance to experience all the night lifestyle around the apartment. But I wanted them, once they go up at night, to also have the chance to relax. So that's why I came with the idea of creating a space that feels very calm, very cozy, welcoming, elegant, with some touches of life to remind of what is happening outside the apartment. Obviously, the apartments have to be great looking in order to attract the guests, but they also have to be very functional, which is an aspect we keep all the time in mind when designing. For example, the amount of money we decide to invest in certain elements that we know will be broken very easily because they are used a lot of times by many people.
I knew that whatever was designed would be with a rental market in mind. Well, if I were to decorate a house, this isn't how I would decorate it, but I'm not the client. I'm not living here, and so I recognize that. So for what this is, it's perfect. Like the details, the quality of the furniture, the items, it all was with a rental in mind, and that was important to me.
Once we present the final design project, the client will have access to some 3D renders where they can get a very clear idea of what we would like to do. They also get access to a list of the items we are planning on purchasing.
The level of detail she provided was great, which gave me a chance to check and be like, oh, wait, we did want a washing machine that's also a dryer. So the little details that we asked for, absolutely, we're like, yep, we got it.
Once the final presentation gets approved by the client, we move on with organizing and managing the works. Meanwhile, we would order the elements, and we are also taking care of the delivery and storage in case the elements arrive too early in order to be installed in the apartment.
Never had to ask for updates. She was updating us regularly with the status of everything. She would send us regular videos each week of what actually this, like she'd come in here and walk around and show us what this looked like. Oh, the bathroom's being demoed today. Oh, the tile's up now, and this stuff. So I had a very clear understanding and knowledge of everything that was going on here.
Wow! I can't believe this is our place! Just the feel of it is so welcoming and warm and classy. It's very cool. I love it.
She put color where she could, with the pops of color, but also did leave it very neutral to appeal to more people. All with the end goal of what is going to make sure this place is rented as much as possible.
So once the design project is done, we start preparing the property for the holiday rental. We start doing the legal compliance check and the inventory to make sure that the guests have everything they need. Then we schedule the deep cleaning, followed by the home staging done by our designers and the photo shoot, which is done by our photographer. In the meantime, we start with creating the announcement on all holiday rental platforms including our own platform. We do so in 3 different languages. So after this preparation phase, we do an overall quality check. This consists of the property manager going to do an overnight stay at the apartment to make sure that the apartment is comfortable, functional, and ready to receive guests.
When the guests enter in the apartment, they always say that it is very equipped, very cozy apartment with very good design. For us, it's very important to have very good communication with guests. We have morning shifts, noon shifts, afternoon shifts, and night shifts. So that way we can answer to the guests or to the clients in a very effective form.
We offer 3 ways for the guests to check in. The first one being to be welcomed at the apartment by the property manager. We can also receive guests at our office, or we send them the instructions for self-check-in through a smart lock. We have a personalized WhatsApp group for each property owner where all of our team members can answer any questions or concerns that they may have.
It felt like I was always communicating with one person because everybody was so responsive. I knew that if I threw a question out there, somebody was going to answer it. And so it never felt like I was being ignored. I knew that different people had different roles in that group, but honestly, it was so seamless. It felt like, here's my question, I get an answer. And and to this day still, just even communications now, I know that the responsiveness that the property management group provides for the renters is the same level that I'm getting. I have 0 complaints. It has just been fantastic to have this great communication.
Our cleaning team uses our own cleaning products and bed linens to prepare the apartments for the guest stay. We also have our own maintenance team that can take care of any technical interventions necessary or any issues that need to be fixed at the apartment. At the end of each month, the property owners receive a performance report that includes their invoice. Also, every 3 months, we send them a property state report where we inform them about the state of the property, including some pictures and an updated inventory file.
I honestly didn't expect to have everything in one place. The other places that I looked at, I would have had to hire this person to help me buy the house, this person to help me design it, this person to manage it. And I didn't expect to find all of that so seamlessly in one location.
Erika's project is such a meaningful win for the company because that's the first time we ever had an investor finding us and being convinced through Google. She went right away with our services and now she's making the money she was expecting and the project was delivered on time. So we're very happy. Erika is very happy. It's a win-win.
I would tell them to have 0 doubts because it is a stress-free process. And buying a house is not a stress-free process. Buying a house in a foreign country is not a stress-free process, but buying a house and investing with you guys is stress-free.
Erika's project is such a meaningful, I'm gonna say it without the French accent.
Taking care of storage.
Of 10 minutes. Otra vez se me...
The kind of budget she had also. What the is that noise? Like, it feels like the building is about to fall.
Concentrate. Which we are very...
We have a personalized... I'm trying.
No puedo.
Rita, concentrate.
Felicidad. Yeah.